Just push it back a little bit. Well, yeah, I just have stuff back here. Figured it out. You usually want to have it higher instead of me looking. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. So much. Whoops. Ah, I'm just gonna drop everything, throw it on the floor. It'll be fine. I'll pick it all up in a second when I box everything up. That looks not too bad, right? Eventually, I'll have like a tapestry back here, and I don't know what it sounds like right now. My last stream didn't save, so that happened. And if you see my hair blowing around like a crazy person, that's because I have this super ultra mega fan over here. Because I'm technically in an attic, and it gets very hot. This house was built in the 50s by my grandpa, and so they didn't have AC and stuff when he built the house. So it doesn't have central air in the upstairs. We only put central air in the downstairs. So that's happening. I'm assuming B's gonna try to see if this works. So if you see me on my phone, it's probably me checking to see how this is going because I'm not sure. And I don't really know how this kind of thing works. I can share the live. Oh, I can only share the live in messages. I can't share it like to my story. That's kind of weird. I guess I can share it. I don't know if Zach's still awake because he's in Australia and he was messaging me, but I don't know if he should be. Can you see if it's working?
Sound works.
Sound works? Okay. Was Dad just here? Oh. My dad was picking up potatoes. We live next door, so he just drives over on the gator and then he picks stuff up. But anyway, I think Gibble's at school. But I sent it to her anyway. I'm just sending it to random people. Most of the people that I know are probably at work right now, but whatever. I leave these up anyway. So anyway, this is my room. It's not very big, because it's an attic. It's bigger than it looks just because over here I actually have a workbench. I can show it eventually, and I do have space like on the other sides of the TV, and right here there'll be a better shelf. This has tools in it right now, as you can see, so it's not like super perfect. And I will have a tapestry back here, and I have shelves to put up so I can set dolls up and everything. I should probably put my hair up so that it's not blowing around as much. But anyway, I have a really bad mosquito bite down here by Aldwin's tail. But that's because I kept picking at it, which is my own problem. I need to look at the right spot. I have two cameras set up, or two TVs set up, and I keep looking up instead of looking at the camera that's like right in front of me. I've been growing out my bangs, but I can't decide if I want to keep that or not. Haven't decided. And I also don't have good lighting yet because technically I only have one of those like multi-thing lights over there. So I don't think the lighting's perfect yet. But that's okay. I'm gonna blow my face out. It's so bright. I don't know if that got better or not. I have to do the millennial thing and put these out because if I don't have some hair out, it makes me feel weird. Is anybody else like that? I'm a millennial, so that happens a lot. But I think the fan's gonna drive me crazy. Also, these are the shorts. Sorry, I'm not super cute or anything. These are the shorts that B got me a while ago. I talked about them on my stream. So this has skooma on it, and it's got like skooma bottles. You can't really see them super great, and it's got moon sugar on it, and it looks kind of like a skirt when you keep your legs together, but they're actually shorts, which is kind of nice. Because I've had a kid before, so I don't look like I did when I was 20. I'm also in my 30s, so I need to remember that, and it's okay, and I'm fine. And this is my Alduin tattoo, like sticking out from the bottom. So if you see that, and then I have my chest piece up here. So, anyway, that was a big nothing burger. I have some stuff I need to box that I need to ship out. I don't think it's all going to fit, but I only ship priority mail. So I grabbed 2 priority mail boxes, but I don't think that's going to be enough for everything. If I have time, I do have this, but I think when I do this, I'll probably have to set my camera up in a different way so that everyone can see me working on this, if that's interesting to people. This is not an official Lego set, but it's a Stardew Valley set, and so of course B got it for me because of what he does. But I think it looks pretty cool, right? You got, I guess, the 1.6 upgrade because it's got the cat and the dog option. And you have a little bit of a room inside there as well, which I think is super cute. So I'm probably going to make this. I love miniature stuff. So I'll probably make this, and it'll probably go on one of the shelves that I have. Who knows where I put that shelf. But I think it'll be really cool. I also have a bookshelf over in this area that I think I'm going to clear out, and then I'm going to put like miniature houses or something in it. Those miniature rooms you can make. I have one that I made, but it kind of started to fall apart because of us moving things around. So I need to fix it really bad. Some of the pieces I think are just missing because of that. But I made this a while ago. See how it is. And I really liked doing this, but when we were moving our stuff around, it kind of got thrown to the side, so some of it broke. And I'm bummed. But I'm going to try to figure that out soon so that I can... Here's my priority boxes. There's no addresses on this yet, so I'm not too worried about that. I have a bunch of stuff that's all over the floor. That's how I do things. I feel really uncomfortable because I'm used to having a blanket to cover my lap, but right now I don't. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm fine. These are priority flat rate boxes. I've heard that they're safer to ship in than to ship them like in your bring your own boxing. They say you can do that, and they say that it's fine. They just like measure the box and they weigh it or whatever. But when I went to ship the last time within the States, the lady told me, like, if you're shipping to certain places, just ship it flat mail every time. So I've kind of just switched to always shipping flat rate just in case, because I don't want anything to happen. So that's why I'm using this, even though it's probably not all going to fit. But I'll fit as much of it as I can, and if I have to do more, I will. I'm going under here to look at my paper. I want to put a piece of paper on the bottom. I don't know what I'm pulling out. I have scrapbooking paper down here, so that's why I'm down here. And I also have construction paper, which is probably what I'm going to use. I just want something on the bottom of it to kind of block. There's like not too much of a hole down here. I taped it a couple times on the bottom, but just in case. So I'm boxing up Giggle stuff first. So Giggle, if you're watching and you don't care about seeing what's going in this, most of it I think you know because I've sent pictures to you. So I don't think any of this is a surprise at all. But anyway, that's what's going in this box now. And I will show off some of it. This shirt is just a shirt. And it matches the shirt that I have. So that's why that shirt's going in there. This shirt is also just a shirt, and it also matches a shirt that I have. And even though we live far away from each other, we still do that. And then I have 2 Panic at the Disco shirts that are old that I told her I would give her because Brandon is downsizing his shirts. So there's 2 here. I just have them folded together. And these are, I won't call them vintage, but they're definitely more than 5 years old. Maybe closer to 10 years old. And I have some leggings I'm going to put in here. These I got thinking I was going to fix them because they don't have the string that goes on the side, but I never did. And I don't know if I can handle that sound that it was going to make. And I told her anything she doesn't want or winds up not fitting her, she just donates over there. And she sends me stuff too, and the same thing happens. And these are actually really cute leggings, but they're that like, can you tell they're like that velvet material? And I don't like that. I don't like the feeling on my skin. I've heard that that's a very, like, some people either love it or they really hate it. And I'm one of those people that doesn't like it. These are a pair of pants that I got because I really like baggy, ultra baggy pants. But I forget that I'm 5'9", almost, without shoes. I'm like 5'8.5", almost 5'9". And when I order pants online, I always forget that I have to get them extra long, or they won't fit me. And so these didn't fit me, but she is not as tall as I am. And this box is already almost full, and we still have more to go. These go with the pants. I have no idea what they're supposed to do, but they're going in the container. So they're just going in here. Some of the stuff was also picked out by my kid, so some of it may not be very cool. I had some doll stuff I was getting rid of. Let me see. This was made, I think, by Argo when she was doing dolls. I just don't have a doll that wears Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I think she also made this little skirt. And maybe this little shirt. It's got a little cat on it. I don't know if you can see. It's very hipster, like, what is that, 2010s era. And also this little Hello Kitty hat. I think it'll go pretty good on an MSD head. It's just not my doll's aesthetic. I don't know why, but Kieran said he wanted this to go in there. It's literally just a little sugar skull. I have no idea how I got this. Because I don't really go on vacations. So I don't know where this came from, but Kieran found it somewhere, and he said he wanted to put it in here. These little hair clips. They're really cute. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but she does lots of really cool stuff. So I thought I'd send them there. Maybe if she doesn't want them, her sister or her mom or somebody might want them. Because Giggle has short hair now. I was going to put this wicker chair in there because I don't need this, but it's clearly not. I don't think it's going to fit because I still have more stuff to put in here. So I might honestly save this until the next time I send her something, which is every couple of months, because I don't want to break them. Because it is wicker. And then this is a Barbie that I found at a Goodwill, but she said that she doesn't have this face sculpt. So I picked it up. It was $2.83. She's seen better days. She's kind of scratched up, but Giggle's really good at like renovating dolls, and she really likes to do that. So I was just glad that I found one that she didn't have. So that's her. Make sure she fits in there okay. And then I have 2 busted Monster Highs I'm gonna send her because, again, she's good at modding it. So even though like this one, she's missing a whole arm after her elbow, and this hand is like barely hanging on, but I'm gonna send it anyway because she'll probably just take it apart and do something else. It still has a tail though. It's missing one of the fins on the leg, but still cool. And she can even redo the hair. Although the hair actually has held on pretty well. She could just take the hat off and do something else with it maybe. And then I have this doll, which looks like, I think this was given to me by my friend Bunny Tarts in a set, but I have not had time to do anything with it. So I would rather send it to her because Giggle's probably going to have more time. The head's pretty loose, and it looks like they started taking the hair off to do something else with it, and then they stopped. But they were getting it ready. They took off all of the makeup off the face already. So that's going to go as well. And I'm sure that it may not even have the same face because Giggle will even sculpt over it. B, are you playing Medieval Dynasty? He's got the room across the hall from me, so I can see his TV from where I'm sitting, and he can see mine. Okay, so she's just going to go right on in there.
It's not our world.
Huh?
It's not ours.
What's not ours?
I'm in a
Oh, you're in a different game. Yeah, we played all Saturday. For a little bit I played Oblivion, but you can't stream playing Oblivion because you have to stream it on their streaming service. So you can't also stream it to YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, which I understand, but it's also kind of annoying because I really did want to play that on live. I think I can if I can figure out if I log into the Xbox. I think that I can do it then. Anyway, I only have 2 more things left in this package. She's seen these too because I was at the anime convention and I was showing them to her. But these are Furby earrings. And I thought they were really cute. And we both talk about Neopets a lot. And this is a Psy Bunny. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, or Psy Bunny. But it's a Psy Bunny keychain. And it's got a really cute star keychain heart on it instead of like a regular circle one. I don't know. Anyway, her package is pretty full. I only have 1 more thing that was supposed to fit in there. And I realize now that this wasn't probably going to fit anyway. This is a corset that I don't think I could fit anymore. This is something that I had from before I had my baby. So I don't think that this doesn't fit anymore. So I'm going to send it to her. But clearly this needs a bigger box. So it's going to go to the side for box 2 whenever I get that to her. But I think I did pretty good. I mean, the box is pretty full. So I'll just put a little bit of packing and something on top to keep it from getting too dirty. And this will probably be shipping to her within the next week. Hopefully I can go to the post office on Saturday, but work's kind of crazy with inventory coming up, so it's possible that I may not be able to do it away. But that was still progress that we made, so I have to say that I'm proud of myself. Now the other package is going to my friend Emily. She also knows the stuff she's getting. This is also probably going to be like a multi-package deal because I'm getting rid of my yarn stash. This used to be full of yarn, but I don't knit or crochet anymore. I used to knit and crochet all the time, but a couple months ago I basically told myself I have to pick my hobbies and only do the hobbies that I really, really love. So I really, really love cross stitching way more than knitting or crocheting, even though I did love those too. So I'm going to give those to her because she does some really, really cool projects with yarn, which is crazy because I think I helped her get starting with crocheting. But she even made this giant Eevee tapestry, which is really, really cool. So I'm just sending her my yarn stash, which isn't a lot anymore. I've gotten rid of a lot of it already, but I'm just going to send what's left because I don't want to throw it out. And I could donate it, but I asked her first, so I just have to ship it to her. Also, I just realized this chair is really loud. This was one of my rocking chairs when Kieran was born, so it hasn't been used much lately. So I might have to get some WD-40 or something to make this less annoying. Can you hear me, Bea? So I have a lot of different yarns. I used to get these when they were on clearance all the time, and I would just hoard everything that I could because I never knew what I was going to make. But then I wound up with all of this yarn, and some of it's really cool, but I also was I never knew what I was going to do with it. So this set, I was probably going to make just a hat or something out of this. I used to make really cute ones. I made one when Kieran was a baby, and it was a pumpkin, which was cute. And then sometimes I kept it too because I would make doll wigs. You can use acrylic yarn, and you can brush it out, and you can make, I would say maybe shoulder-ish length doll hair. If you are really careful, I think you can get it past to their back. And I did do some of those, but I reminded myself as much as I want to keep doing that, time is valuable to me because I have a lot of very time-consuming hobbies. So we're gonna just not do that. Emmy's also gonna have to get multiple boxes because she's also getting these Converse. I don't know where that string is coming from. She's gonna get these Converse too because these were my sister's actually, and she was just gonna throw them out, and so I took them. But then I can't wear Converse because my neuropathy gets really bad in my feet, and Converse are too tight, so they really trigger my neuropathy. But I didn't want to just throw them out, so I've been asking around to see who wants those. And she said those should fit her. They're really cool. I don't know if they still do this anymore, where they have like the two colors. This is actually a hot pink. It's really hard to tell because my lighting's still not great. I have a window here, but right now it's been closed because it's been stormy. But yeah, so this is hot pink, and this is kind of like a white color, and the tongues are the same, where there's two tongues. So back in the olden days, 10 plus years ago, you'd usually have one tongue rolled down and then you'd have the other one up. You could even tie, like you could tie your lace to hold this one down. There was like different ways you could do it. That's like a 2010 thing. This color just reminds me of Emmy. She's like a very like green naturey person, so I'm glad. I really don't think I can fit much of this yarn. I have 2 tubs of yarn down here. They're little tubs though. They're like little tubs, so they're not like crazy, but still. This yarn I thought was really cool. I actually had a started project on this, but I have no idea what I was making, so I had to just cut that part off and throw it away because it was all knotted up. So that was kind of a bummer to me, but you know, things happen. It was probably going to be a scarf or something. I don't know. And I did some projects. I don't know why I got this other than the fact that it was on clearance for $1.99 and I probably had an additional discount for this. So I think I just got it because I don't know if I would have liked to use this yarn. I'm not sure. It says Bernette Viva. It feels very warm, actually. I'm trying to see what it says it is. What are you? Super bulky, acrylic and nylon. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I had this one too, but I also got just because, sorry, I need to remember my camera is down here. I have a bigger screen to look at because I can't see well. But this yarn I thought was really, really cool too. It's very soft. It was hard to use. I was trying to use it before and I wasn't super great at it. This is 100% acrylic. I'm wondering if you could brush this out to make hair for dolls. Maybe I'll save this one and see if Giggle wants this one. This is definitely not enough to do a project. It's only this one scheme. So I'm going to put that to the side and see if she wants that one. This one also never used. This is another. This one's super fine. I don't know what I was going to do with this. Who knows? Not me. Throw it in there. I have some of this. It's the baby blanket yarn. I used to use this actually to do amigurumi, however you say that, where you make the little animals. But I used to make like a little octopus, and I could make like a giraffe and a little bear and stuff like that. So I used that to make that stuff. But again, too many hobbies, so I'm cutting some of them out. So I have that. I have some white left. The white looks like it got dusty, which probably makes sense. I might throw this one out. It doesn't look as good as I want it to. Oh shoot, it just unraveled. My bad. Hi. The good news, Giggle, I already packed your box. I just finished packing it. It's right over here. So if you want to watch it after, you can. I'm packing up my friend Emmy's box right now. I'm sending her a bunch of yarn. I think I'm going to save this yarn for you. I was just talking about it. It's 100% acrylic, and it kind of looks like it would make really good doll hair, but I've never brushed it before. But it's like a really nice material. I don't know. So I might send that in another box if you're interested. I have a second box like already started for you. How was class? Oh, this is the same, but it's this is also 100% acrylic, but it's black if you want this to try to brush it out or something. I'm getting rid of all my yarn because I don't need it. This one got kind of dusty too. I had too much hobbies. I need to not. But I have seriously so much yarn. I was doing a lot of yarn stuff for a while. So that's supposed to go over burner. And some of this is left over from projects that I actually did finish. So I actually did finish a lot of projects. I don't know if I can fit any more in here. This is such a tiny amount, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. I'll have to get a second box for Emmy. Might be able to fit another small one. I didn't like this yarn. I think I actually had multiple skeins of this yarn and I made it into a scarf. But I think I didn't like using it because it's one of those twisted ones. And I feel like since it's dark, I like really struggled to be able to see. Let's see if I can fit. This is the last one I want to put in here. Let's see if I can fit it and still close the box. Maybe. You'll probably hear my poor chair squeaking away. Ooh, I think I can get this one. I think I can get this one, and I should be able to seal it when I go downstairs. Brandon helps me. So I'll have one to send to Emmy, which is good. And then I have my box. This is my Giggle box. So most of this stuff you've already seen, though, because I've sent you messages about it. But I couldn't fit some of it in there, so I'm going to have to get another box anyway. But so far, I don't have very much yarn left. I just have the ones that if you want, you can have. And then a little bit more. But not like I did. And I went through it, and some of it that just kind of looked trashy, I just threw away, honestly, because, like, who cares? So for now, I'm just going to put the lids on them so they don't get dusty again. I was kind of dumb when I put them in here because I didn't really think about. I kept telling myself I was going to use it is what I was doing. So I kept saying, well, you're going to use it, so it's not a big deal. And then I wound up not using it. So it got really dusty. The rest of my room's not fully set up yet, so it doesn't look super great. This in here with other trash for now. I'm still trying to get all that stuff set up. It's a lot. It's a lot. This room has always been used as storage since my grandparents' kids were all grown up. Like my dad and my uncle and my aunt were all grown up. Like they stopped using these as bedrooms and they started using them as storage. And my aunt lived here for a while, but she wasn't exactly great at taking care of the house. So it kind of got even in worse shape. And then we renovated this room in case one of my friends had like a situation going on and we weren't sure if she was going to have to move in an emergency. So we wound up renovating this room and we got it looking really nice, but thankfully she never had an emergency and she was able to get it all taken care of. And after that, it went back to being a storage room. So it has been through a lot lately, but I really want to get this set up to be my streaming room. I have my PlayStation in here. Today I brought out my laptop just so I can stream like normal. I'm really, really bad about remembering to stream. I'm going to really try to start streaming multiple times a week again. I was doing really good for a couple weeks, and then I started having a little bit of like health problems, and I was trying to exercise to see if that would help and everything, and it didn't. But I did get some blood work done, and that all came back fine. And I just have to go see a cardiologist, which they're just double checking stuff because we have a history of heart disease in my dad's side of the family. So it's not like an emergency, like they know something's wrong. It's just like we just need to make sure because your dad's had a heart attack before kind of situations. But yeah, so I kind of just got behind, and then said I was going to totally stream, but I was trying to learn how to play Medieval Dynasty. And so I didn't really want to stream when I was learning because I was embarrassed, which I need to not do. I need to just do it anyway because it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're just not going to be good. Me playing Oblivion for the first time in forever was rough. I forgot like what the controls of everything was. And so when I was playing, I kept trying to swing with the trigger, but you swing with the bumper and the trigger is magic and the other bumper is your shield. So I was all sorts of discombobulated when I was playing. Luckily, lockpicking came back to me super fast, so I haven't broken a lockpick yet. But I've also only played for like an hour or so. So I've gotten through to Coral, and I'm about to go to Thatch. But like I said, unfortunately, I can't stream that. So I'm kind of wondering about holding off playing more and then waiting to try to get the Xbox set up so that I can stream from the Xbox, because I know I can play Oblivion and stream it from the Xbox because I own that and I don't have to stream from Xbox to do that, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I have that to do. I love that game. I was going to stream BioShock or Borderlands, but I saw Oblivion was in their catalog and I just had to play it because that's one of my favorite games. I've been playing so much Skyrim lately. It was kind of nice to go back and play Oblivion again. I like that soundtrack a lot. A lot. I kind of wish that it got as much hype as the Skyrim soundtrack did because I think it's just as good. I can't remember. I was listening to it last night when I fell asleep. I usually do. That squeaking is going to drive me crazy. I should sit on this other. There's like a footrest up here too, so I can sit with my feet up, which I will never do. It's uncomfortable. I do have a gaming chair, but we took it to where we play D&D. So I have a really good chair there. And I think the other gaming chair is B's gaming chair, so he has one in his room, which, like I said, is right over there. So I point a lot over there. That's because B's right over there. Looks like he's gathering rocks right now, playing Medieval Dynasty. It's turned out to be a pretty fun game. It's one of those games that I think I only like if I'm playing with somebody else. I can't see myself playing it by myself. But when I was playing with him, like, the day went by so fast. We had such a great, like, our dates consist of just staying home and playing video games. Sometimes at the same time, like we did yesterday, where we were using cross-platform. So I was playing on PlayStation and he was playing on Xbox, so we could play together. But sometimes we just play completely different games, and he just will move the TV side by side so we can lay on the same bed, and then we just play games side by side, which is fun to me, right? He probably can't hear me because he's got his headphones on. Oh, he said yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm also going to say it's kind of weird being up here as much as I am. As a kid, this room, like, scared the crap out of me. Maybe someday, closer to Halloween, I'll tell, like, ghost stories about this house. If you guys believe in ghosts. I know most of the people I think I talk to believe in ghosts. So maybe someday I'll dress up funny and I'll tell ghost stories about this house because there's plenty. But, yeah, so I used to be really scared to come up here. And here I am up here. So it's kind of weird to me. But I spend a lot of time up here now. Just not, I wouldn't sleep up here. B sleeps up here, but I wouldn't sleep up here. Maybe, no, I wouldn't. Anyway, I'm excited to do this, but I think I'm going to have to, like, set up an entirely different stream for this so that people can see how I'm building it. And I'm a little worried because these aren't, like, Lego brands. This is obviously, like, a knockoff Lego. They look accurate to Legos, obviously, because, like, it's a pretty simple concept. But when you build knockoff Legos, sometimes the pieces just don't seem to fit as good. You know what I mean? Like, have you guys played with, like, the cheap ones? Like, you get the, not even like the Mega Bloks ones. You know, those are kind of okay. Sometimes they're a little bit tight when you fit them. But I'm talking about, like, the ones you get from, like, the Dollar Tree. Those, like, they have, like, almost a different texture to them when you put them together. My friend Ryan would understand what I'm talking about. But when you snap them together, sometimes they're just harder, and they're also more brittle. So, like, you have to be careful with the bigger pieces to not, like, snap them in half. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm just crazy. It's possible. I don't know. I'm checking to see if he's on. Oh, Civil Scrolls is doing a Elder Scrolls tournament. They usually do. And they're starting to do the favorite Jarls. So I wonder who's going to win. It's probably going to be Ulfric or Balgruuf, I bet. It'll probably be. People are usually pretty basic. I'm voting for LSF. They're going to lose. But anyway, Hi, Scott. Are those the nano blocks? I don't know what they are. It says My Fun Toy Farm Building Toy on the label on the back. And then it just says farmhouse. So I don't know what brand this is. It's probably just like we got it from Amazon. And it's probably just some like random Chinese company. I'm not sure. I saw somebody else actually just randomly. Oh, Building Boat. I didn't notice that part. So maybe it's from a company called Building Boat. The bottom's just warnings to not eat them. So don't give them to 2-year-olds or under. But yeah, I'm not sure. I saw somebody else on Instagram actually open this, and they said that it was hard to put together, but then at the end they also said that they don't usually build Lego. So I don't know if the hard part was just because they're not confident or comfortable building Lego, or if it was actually difficult. Because to me, this isn't a very big set. Like, I've put together the Harry Potter, like, castle sets before. So, like, this is, like, this might take me an hour or so. Depending on, I don't know, it may not even take me an hour. As long as I can find the pieces pretty fast, I feel like this won't take me very long. The Harry Potter sets, those could take me, like, 3 hours. The really big ones. I don't mean, like, the ones that were, like, 2 stories in the castle, and then they're, like, this big. You know what I'm talking about? Now, those could take me, like, 3 or 4 hours if I wasn't doing great. And the thing that sucks with that is, like, we obviously let my kid play with all of them. So we kept the books so I can put them back together later. But right now, most of them are demolished, which, you know, is what it is. But I'm kind of hoping that's going to be, like, a fun project when he's older and he's, like, 13, 14, and we can, like, rebuild them together and sort all the Legos out. I love sorting, so, like, I could sort the Legos all day and I would have the best time. But maybe if everything goes well, maybe tomorrow I'll try to set it up. Maybe Dee can help me set it up so that I can start putting this together, like, on stream, and, like, have the camera, like, pointed down at my hands or, like, over my shoulders so you can, like, see me building it. I don't know. I'm not all there sometimes. I don't have a super great spot for that. I'll probably have to use my desk downstairs, which it's kind of messy right now, but I probably can make space for it. I'll just have to move some Pokemon cards. And I got oh, were you like looking at the previous video, Giggle, like trying to scrub through to see? Yeah, I thought that was the Side Bunny. I can't remember the name of the paintbrush that it's used either. I remember we talked about it when I called you from the con, but I can't remember what it was. They had some cute ones, but all the fairy ones that I was gonna get you were gone. But oh yeah, so I got some Pokemon cards out, and then I just got some like stickers, and I got top loaders, and I got some of the Lomo like Stray Kids photo cards. I'm trying to learn how to do like the photo card art because that's a pretty simple craft, and I already have a lot of stickers because I make little like lunch notes for my kid. Not super funny ones, but I try. But I make little lunch notes for my kid. So I have a ton of stickers, and I'm going to be getting more so I can keep making cool stuff. So I was like, oh, well, this was going to be an easy one to do. So I just got some of the cheap Lomo Stray Kids photo cards, which means it's not like a legit one. It's just like a copy of it, just to practice with. And if I get good at it, then I'll get like the real photo cards to make really pretty ones. But this is just for fun. So maybe I'll show those off at some time. But I really want to make top loaders that are decorated with Pokemon cards. So I did one yesterday for N because anybody who knows me knows I freaking love N. And I finished that yesterday. It's pretty good. I think I could probably put more stickers on it, but I don't have any out of what I own currently that I want to put on there. I think if I get any more, I want to get some of those like clear ones that kind of look like holographic but mostly clear, and I think I might put those on top a little bit to kind of fill in some of the gaps. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I took a video, so I'm probably going to post that on my Instagram. I'll make a reel or something, I don't know, and post that soon because I think that's cool. And so I'm going to look through and see if I have any more like full arts that I have duplicates of and test it out with those. I don't know. I guess you could use like a regular holographic and make a photo card style decorated top loader. You probably could. I'll just have to see. Just have to have bigger stickers on the bottom to cover the move set. If you don't want like the moves to be visible on it, you can just fill it up with more words, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to try. I still need to go back and finish some of my resin art. I haven't finished. My resin's probably dried up. I kind of go through phases with resin because it's a little bit harder to manipulate, and I don't like touching it. Well, I don't like touch it, but like in my gloves, I touch it, and I don't like it. Like I don't touch it barehanded because it's not good for you. But anyway, I still have some that I have to finish, so I need to do it anyway. Basically, is what I'm saying. But I been busy with work, and like I said, my health stuff has been getting checked on. Just fine. Got to do that. Chronically ill people should probably be getting regular checkups, and I had been pushing it off for 5 years. Bad. Don't do that. Don't be like me. So I have to get caught up now. But they only took 3 vials. Usually when they drew blood off the side, which usually I get it taken from the middle, and they drew it off the side, which I thought was a little weird. And then they were like, oh, you'll have to take some. And then they wound up taking only 3. And I was like, I've done 10 before at one time, so 3 was nothing. Although one of my friends said she did 15, also chronically ill, and she did 15 at one time. And I was like, they should just take a blood bag at that point because that seems like too much. But anyway, I have over here, this has some of my old books in it from like books that I wrote in middle school. I'm not even joking. So that's kind of embarrassing. But I still keep them. I think some of them have good plots. They just aren't written well. So I just have to rewrite them, which I have a lot of books I need to finish. So that's kind of like back priority. But they're in the same universe as some of my other books. So I have to keep them because historically they still matter, if that makes sense. And I have one random doll box up here for one of my doll leaves dolls. I don't know why this is up here because all the rest of my doll boxes are downstairs. But I might store these in the closet. I have some space in a closet over there. So I might wind up putting my doll boxes in the closet in like tubs or something. Get them out of the way. I don't know. I need to find my tapestry. I just got like one of those tapestry blanket things off of Amazon to throw on the wall behind me just to like cover the wall. And eventually it'll be decorated and nice in here and it won't look so cluttered. But right now it's a lot better. Like this used to have a bunch of like old broken furniture and stuff like that in here. So we've been like taking out 1 or 2 trash bags, like having to break the furniture down into pieces to throw it away. And just going through old stuff, some of which wasn't even ours, like it was just left in the house from my aunt. And some of it I've been slowly going through donating my kids' old clothes and stuff, which I get really emotional about because like growing up I always wanted 2 kids, but then the doctor told me it wasn't a great idea to have another kid after I turned 30. And I was already about to turn 30 whenever I had my kid. So I would have had to have my second child back to back with the one that I just had. And financially, that was just really stupid. So I was just like, well, sounds like I'm an only child family. So sometimes when I have to like donate his old toys and stuff, I get pretty emotional because like I thought I was going to save those for another kid, but it's just not worth like risking your life to have another kid when you already have 1 kid, and like it's kind of just selfish to just have 2 just because you want to. So if my body tells me 1 is what it is, like 1 is what it is. And I kept a lot of this stuff for a while to see if any of my friends were going to have kids to like give it to them. And some of them did, but they wound up having a girl, so some of the stuff they didn't want, which to each their own. Kieran plays with everything from dolls to blocks to Minecraft stuff to, you know, makeup. Like he doesn't, it's not really, it's whatever he wants to play with that day. It doesn't really matter. He's really big into gaming though, which isn't a surprise. He's my kid. He's B's kid, so of course he would be. Surprisingly good at it. He really wants to stream too, but since he's still so little, I don't really want to do that yet. So we talked about it, and when he gets a little bit bigger, probably, and maybe someday when I'm streaming games, I will have him stream with me, but he'll probably be like off to the side so you can't see or hear, or you can hear him, but you won't be able to see him because he doesn't quite like understand yet at his age, like what streaming is and like leaving stuff up all the time and being able to like, you know, go back and rewatch stuff and remember what you say and all that kind of stuff. So like he's just gonna have to wait when he plays a hack out of Goat Simulator. So I told him in the future we'll probably restart our Goat Simulator game and we'll start from scratch and then we'll stream it together. So maybe next year or something. He practices now. Sometimes he'll do little box opening things and we like record it for him so he can watch it back. And it's kind of cute. We'll send it to like his grandparents and like some of our friends or something so that they can see it because it's really cute. But right now, I told him he's got to learn how to lose elegantly because he's still in that kid phase where he like has a fit when he dies or whatever in the game, and he needs to learn how to talk and explain what he's doing while he's playing or while he's doing a box opening or whatever, so that it's interesting for people to watch instead of him just sitting there like, because otherwise that's gonna be all you see. So he does. He practices when we play, and he'll like pretend to talk to people and everything, which is really cute. So I don't know. He always says he wants to be a chef, though. So we'll see. Maybe he'll wind up doing a YouTube cooking channel or something. I don't know. Isn't it kind of weird? Like in the past, I used to want to be like on a cooking show. Like I loved cooking, and you'd want like to be on the Food Network, or you'd want to be on Channel 9 used to have like the cooking shows, local, they call it Channel 9. I don't know what it's called other places, but it's like one of the free channels, but it would have cooking shows. And now sometimes people will get their own like channel to make cooking shows or whatever. Well, like nowadays I feel like a lot of people like don't want shows on regular TV. They'd rather have like a successful YouTube channel over being on Food Network, which I think you probably make more money on YouTube because it's yours versus having to share with the network, honestly. But that's another thing I want to figure out how to stream. My kitchen is really small. It's like probably as big as this little room is, like once you take out where the appliances are and everything. And I want to be able to stream cooking because I actually really love cooking, and I have a lot of the cookbooks for like D&D and Elder Scrolls and Middle Earth cookbook. I have a Five Nights at Freddy's one now. I have the Stardew Valley one. And so I want to stream that stuff, but my kitchen is so small, so it's really hard to figure out how I'm going to set it up. But we did get like a rolling cart island kind of thing. So that has freed up a lot of space. So I'm getting better at that. And I've been practicing cooking again because I don't cook as much as I would like to. And I made bread the other day and it turned out good. I was going to make a reel on that too, but I forgot. So maybe I'll do that at some point. I can't stay to aesthetics. Everybody says to do that so you get picked up in the algorithm better and like people will follow you more. But I just can't do that. That's just not my personality. I can't just say like, oh, I want this all to be these colors and I'm going to only take pictures in this format with this type of filter to make sure that my whole feed matches, and I'm only going to do this type of trend. Like my stuff's always like, as long as you guys, whoever winds up following me, my stuff is always going to be all over the place. Like you're going to get me baking bread. You're going to get all of a sudden me dressed up like a cryptid in the woods. You might get me talking about me being chronically ill, and then you're going to get me, cross-stitching something or playing a video game. Like there's not going to be like, oh, this is only video games and this is only that. I tried doing that and I had like 4 accounts and it was too stressful, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. We're just going back to one profile, and you guys will either stick with me being chaotic or not. But my personality, I'm chaotic. That's just the way that I am. I haven't had any new foods to try or sodas because I tried my different Mountain Dews already. I I usually put those on Reels though. I don't always do them here. So if you want to see those, they're probably still up on my Instagram, which is under Momo Crits. I might change that Instagram name to match this one. But I've had Momo Crits for so long and everybody calls me Momo that I haven't decided. The food thing sounds fun, Scott? Or just the chaos of the entire thing? Well, you can message me. We talk a lot. But yeah, I probably should go. It's been a long day at work. A lot of usually I'm a desk office person, but lately I've been having to help in the warehouse a lot more. So I've just been a lot more exhausted after work. I really want to try it. The Five Nights at Freddy's cookbooks have a lot of pizza, obviously, because they're a Pizzaplex. And I have practiced making pizza doughs before, but the ones that I've made were for flatbread, so it didn't have yeast in it. But I've been practicing with using yeast, so I think I can do it. And they have some really cool recipes. The Five Nights at Freddy's cookbook actually looks easier than a lot of the other cookbooks that I have. The Stardew Valley cookbook looks one of the hardest, actually. I think it's because the ingredients are hard to get. About where we live, you can't get some of those ingredients. We're gonna have to drive an hour into the city or further to get some of these ingredients, and that's frustrating. But that's what we get for living on farms. I understand Stardew Valley because we also have to drive pretty far to get into a big city like they do. But yeah, so I have plans, but I think this will probably be my next plan. Will probably be me putting this together, and I'm hoping this stream will be tomorrow. Typically, I stream around the same time, so when I get off of work, I usually will come here and then B will help me get everything set up. So that typically is around 3:45, or no, 2:45 to 3:30. Yeah, I'll say 3 to 3:30. I think today I kind of started a little bit later than I wanted to, but we couldn't get at first the stream to work. It was telling me to do something weird. I had to back all the way out and start over again. But I'll figure it out eventually. And it will just get nicer in here. You'll slowly see the progress of us working on cleaning all this mess and getting everything on the walls, and it'll be pretty. And I probably am going to keep this chair. I don't like just throwing stuff out. We usually donate stuff or whatever. But the chair is comfortable. It's just too loud. It's just too squeaky. And so I'm probably just going to grease it or whatever to make it not do that. And this should be fine. And there's a stool here that I can use to set stuff on if I need to. So that'll be good. And we'll get the tools put away so that they're not visible. And then eventually I can show you my work desk is going to be right over there, and we'll be able to do streams from there, which actually I'm kind of wondering if I move some of the stuff on the floor, I might be able to set up my stream tomorrow to build this on the work desk, because some of that stuff that's over there is literally just cardboard boxes I need to break down. So we might wind up putting it over there because I think that would be a good spot for it. And I think I can set up a ring light or something over there. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I'm mostly doing this for fun and just to hang out with my friends anyway, so it's not a huge deal. That's why I also don't do I don't have makeup on. I have some mascara that's left over from yesterday that I slept in. And these are technically pajamas that I just wear around the house. And my hair obviously is a disaster, but it's humid here and my hair is naturally curly, so it's not getting any better. Anyway, I'd like to do some IRL streaming out in the world, but I just don't know where I live, there's really nothing to do. So I'd have to wait. Maybe if I go to a Korean barbecue or something like that in the city, maybe I can do that. Do a mukbang. I can't eat that much though. My mukbang's mostly just going to be me eating and talking to you, which I can totally do that. I like eating. I don't like making the loud noises though, so if that's the kind of mukbangs you like, that's probably not going to be the ones that I do. But I used to watch those when I was in college when I'd eat, because you were by yourself, so you'd want to watch people not eat, but they would talk about regular stuff, their day, and they would eat. Mukbangs now are a lot different than when they were back in 2010s, I guess, Because like back then, there'd be somebody eating or like working on something. They'd just be like, "Oh, how's your day today?" And then they'd just talk about like more like a vlog, but they'd just be eating, and they wouldn't be eating like exorbitant amounts of food. They'd be eating a normal amount of food. And now it's kind of gotten to something crazy, which is not what I would wind up doing. That was one reason we didn't stream when we were playing Medieval Dynasty the other day, because we were eating pizza while we were playing, and I didn't want to get grease all over the controllers because I can be pretty messy. So I was trying to hurry up and eat and not touch the controller, and also get everything set up. And I'm just not good at that. If the food hadn't been as messy, I maybe would have streamed and ate. So maybe next time we play, we'll have to set up another day. We don't get to play a ton together because I'm usually streaming. Like he's over there. It looks like I'm watching. You see my eyes. I'm watching what he's doing over there, and he is currently working on a field. He's making it farm ready. It looks like. What are you planting? I don't think he heard me. Oh, he's dancing. He did hear me. What are you planting? You're not going to plant anything? Why are you making a field? Oh. What? Yeah, I know that, but what are you going to plant? Oh. Cabbages? Probably cabbages. That's what we planted first. And then I spent all my money on seeds, not paying attention to the season, and I bought the wrong ones. I should have bought beetroot, and instead I bought carrot. 400 gold down the drain. That was a bummer. I can't even lie. That was a bummer. Medieval Dynasty is a... Hey, B, come over here. Somebody's asking how to explain Medieval Dynasty. He can come over and he can explain it. Sorry, you're gonna... He really likes this game. It was fun. It's technically... It's not just a medieval building sim. It's like you're in charge of building a city, but you have to like also farm, and you have to start from the ground up. So it's just like you, or like if you're playing with somebody, it's you and the person you're playing with, and you have to build your house, and you have to build like a cooking hut. I don't know. What else do you do?
Basically, you farm, get villagers to do the work, micromanage, pretty much. And
yeah, what do they call that page? There's like a page where you would tell people to go and do what they... Yeah, there's a management page. I'm smart. Yeah, there's a management page. So you'll get once you get all the houses and the buildings set up, then you would hire villagers from other places to come move into your town. And then you can boss them around and say, you're in charge of the pigs and you're in charge of the field.
They'll collect all the materials that you need for building, make clothes. You can have market stalls, have them farm. They'll have kids, but the main premise of the game is just build your dynasty. So once you have a kid and your kid gets of age and you retire, then you can take over as your kid, and then it just keeps going.
Yeah. But it's fun.
There's missions, there's like side quests and stuff that you can do.
If you like games like 7 Days to Die or Ark or any of those kind of like survival / simulator games, then you'd probably like it. The only negatives that I saw is we were getting a glitch because we were playing cross-platform, where sometimes we glitch out whenever we use the cooking station, and the only way you could get out of it, because Unstuck didn't work, is you have to kill the other player, which sucked because then your health would be down. And I know they're still updating stuff. I think you said
our chickens witnessed me kill multiple times.
Yeah, that was not good. It would always glitch out and it would send me back to the same cooking station, and then he'd have to kill me so I could respawn. I'd say some of the stuff is still, I think, too expensive realistically in game. To me, like, you don't make money super fast in the game.
In the
beginning. So I think that maybe was a little bit harder than I was expecting. But you can change some of the settings, which makes it much more manageable for people like me that don't usually play simulator games, without making it super easy, like a creative mode thing. So, because like when you play creative mode in Minecraft, it's super easy. But so there's nothing like that simple, but it's still not hard. Like 7 days, even when you put it in the creative mode, was still harder.
Still have to eat and drink, and
Yeah.
you're constantly dying of thirst and hunger.
Yeah, in
and you
7 days
can't
it was
find
pretty
anything.
hard sometimes. We used to play a lot of 7 Days to Die, but now they just redid it and they re-released it. So now our version doesn't work anymore. We have to rebuy it, I think. We loved 7 Days though. We played so much of that. So we'll probably get that again eventually when we feel like it. But I still remember back when it was brand new, 7 Days to Die, and you would go into a building and like hit one wrong block and the entire building would explode. Not fun. But this game was fun. So if you like those kind of simulator games, then you'd probably like this one, Scott. He spends a lot of time on it. I think the same company is making like a feudal Japan version.
It's out. It just got out of
Beta, early access.
early access on Steam. So hopefully within the next year and a half it'll be on console. But,
We didn't have internet until recently, so
it's called Sengoku Dynasty. It's pretty much the exact same premise, just Japan.
we'll get that one when it's on console. We just never had internet before, so we used to have to. We'd only play consoles, so we could take our consoles all the way into town and update and download games and then bring them back. But now that we have internet, we can finally use Steam. So technically, B can get this game now because he's got a backbone for his phone, so he can play Steam games. But before, that's why we never had a lot of the computer games because we just couldn't play them.
Backbone's still limited.
It's still limited. You don't think that one's on there? You already looked. No, it's not on the backbone. Sorry, guys. If you have a backbone, you can't play what was it? Sengoku Dynasty. Bummer. But if you have console, you can definitely play Medieval Dynasty.
Just your computer has to run it.
Oh, is it on Game Pass?
And it's not.
Medieval Dynasty's on Game Pass?
Yeah, I think so.
If you need somebody to play with and you get on a lot in the afternoon, Scott, B will probably play with you. He might. He can be kind of picky about where things go.
I get very quiet because I get too into it and I don't talk.
Yeah, I kept having to ask him. We're sitting next to each other, and I kept having to ask him, like, where do you want me to put this house? Because I was like, I'm really bad when I start building stuff, like even in Stardew Valley, where I don't actually think about where stuff's going, and I just know I need the building for the next part of the game, so I just drop it, and then I'm like, man, that was a horrible spot that I don't want to move it. So I definitely did that more than one time. I had buildings not facing the right way, apparently. I was like, this is why usually when I play these kinds of games, I'm in charge of just gathering stuff and dumping them in a chest and then making stuff when you tell me, like, hey, make 14 stews. I'll go and make 14 stews. Or, hey, go take care of this field, and I'll go take care of the field. But if you want me to, like, think on my own and, like, plan the town... He almost just fell. He slid right off of that chair.
It leans back further than the...
Well, because it's not an actual chair, it's a footrest that rocks. He's rocking it all the way back and then almost falling off. He's staying right off screen. He's literally like, this is his leg. Or his hand. That's his hand. No, that's his knee. What am I? Oh, it is your knee. It's this knee. I thought it was that knee. Anyway, if you have Game Pass, it's definitely worth a try. I think it's fun. You're playing on Xbox, probably, if you say Game Pass, right?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter since it's crossplay.
Oh, true.
I don't...
It is crossplay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on PlayStation, though.
For Game Pass, or whatever they call it.
Their whatever.
They didn't have very many games on PlayStation's version of Game Pass. I feel like Xbox has like a ton of games available, and PlayStation had a small catalog in comparison.
No, there's a lot.
Well, I guess you have to stream a lot of them.
You've also got the old like PlayStation.
Because there's the classic catalog, and then they had the streaming one.
They just break it down more.
I hate the streaming one. Like when I was playing Oblivion, it's like it streams well, but I don't like it because you can't stream what you're playing as well. That's kind of annoying. You did it again.
I'm not even going back that far.
You're sitting on the very back of the chair. It's because he doesn't want to be in frame. I guess. He's been in frame before.
My hair's messed up.
His hair's messed up. Mine looks more crazy.
Yeah.
He's still growing out the sides. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say today. I am bummed my last 2 days of Spring 1 in Stardew Valley did not wind up saving. I played the game. The whole time it said I was streaming. I could see it. It was the only time that I didn't have B double check my stream. The only time. And I just assumed that it was streaming fine. And then I finished my 2 days. I was so glad because I barely got done. I almost died in the mines. It was like a whole thing. And then B was like, hey, I didn't see your stream upload to your VOD. And I went and I looked and I was like, well, maybe it's going to take a little bit of time. And so we waited a little bit and it never showed up. At least the last time I looked, I don't think it showed up. So I was super ticked because I was just like, I had finally gotten those 2 days done and then made it to summer of year 1 and there I was. And I don't think it ever showed up. So that was a bummer and that made me not want to play anymore for a minute. But whenever I get back to playing Stardew Valley, it's fine. We'll just start summer 1 and it'll be great.
You have his number, right?
I talked to him on Instagram too.
Okay. I was gonna put things back on.
Oh, not in there. Yeah, you can send it. I can send you his thing. I'm gonna send. Yeah, I finally did make it through spring. Maybe I put that in my Instagram story, but it totally didn't save the video, which is a bummer because I actually like barely made it out alive on one of those days, and I was thinking I was gonna have to redo the whole day, and I was really upset. But I like literally scraped by through the mines and then barely made it back to the bed by the time I was going to pass out. So that was like super cool. B's probably going to send you his gamer tag, Scott, on Instagram, just so you know. Don't feel obligated, but just in case you guys are playing and you want to play together. But anyway, I'm going to go for real. Thanks for everybody who watched me box up some packages for some friends and listen to me rant for a little bit. I'm going to try to set up maybe, like I said, my workbench so that I can try to make this tomorrow. Maybe. If I don't wind up going live tomorrow, it's probably because I don't feel well because I'm working hard at work and overdoing a little bit. And I try to post on my Instagram that I'm going live, but just make sure you put notifications on, I guess, if you can do that. I'm not a big channel, but if you could, that would be great. But yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching my journey of me getting things together. I really do appreciate it. Bye.